Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Quick update on the March 22nd headlines. Earlier today, we covered the Skull and Bones ritual that took place in Russia with the attack on the building, where they're now saying 60 people have been killed, at least 60. The headline's broken, saying that ISIS claimed responsibility. You guys, this is nothing but a joke. 79 years ago today, the Arab League was formed. Look that up. March 22nd, 1945, at the end of World War II. So today's the 79th birthday of the Arab League. And of course, ISIS is Islamic, was it the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria? But 79 is a special number to the Catholic Church that runs the whole show, that controls these controlled oppositions such as ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Again, remember, Al-Qaeda came out of the CIA, and the CIA is the Catholics in action that were started in the big Jesuit ritual, and the Jesuits have the Templar cross in their logo. But check the gematria that corresponds with the 79th anniversary. Knights Templar equals 79. Again, today's Skull and Bones Day, right? And Skull and Bones gets their symbolism from how the Templars buried their dead in ossuaries. But Knights Templar equals 79. Society of Jesus equals 79. Christianity equals 79. And the time of Al-Qaeda being the big scare, we had the Skull and Bones Christian George W. Bush, who referred to what we did in the Middle East after 9/11 as a crusade. So the symbolism is obvious, and like I've always said, the same Jesuit, Masonic, Illuminati cabal that runs the U.S. runs Russia. Remember, the Catherine news ties in with this today because Catherine the Great preserved the Jesuit order in Russia. Covered all that in the earlier stream. In college basketball, our favorite upset of the first round came in. We've nailed a lot of upsets in the first round, but our favorite one of all was 322-year-old Yale upsetting Auburn on 3-2-2. And how many times have I taught about Skull and Bones, 41 and 76? Auburn had 41 points at the half, finished with 76, which means they scored 35 in the second half. Skull and Bones also equates to 149, the 35th prime, just like how this building that got attacked today, it was 149 days after the anniversary of its opening. But Yale won with 78, and the 78th verse of the Bible is Genesis 3:2-2, which mentions the tree of life and knowing good and evil, and of course that's a reference to Kabbalah, which has the tree of life with 3 pillars and 22 paths, and this whole thing of letters and numbers. Gematria comes from Kabbalah. Also, big tragedy. They're saying bus crash. Somebody was killed. A lot of people were injured. They're saying 44 pre-K students were injured and 11 adults in addition to some deaths. What stands out about this one is it was Tom Green in elementary. And remember, Tom Green's I always thought he was the weirdo comedian, famous back on the 90s and MTV for always giving his parents a hard time. Very childish humor, if you will. Back of the bus humor. But the thing about the name Tom Green, it equals Brotherhood of Death, which is the alias for Skull and Bones or Order 322. And it seems every year during the tournament, there's always some school bus tragedy story. The other year it was in New Mexico, and then New Mexico had a big upset in the opening round of the tournament. And they didn't give this school bus story in advance of the tournament, but, this story's breaking as Texas A&M is giving Nebraska a beatdown, and I don't think that's an accident. I don't think we're getting this Texas school bus story at the same time Texas A&M giving Nebraska a whooping. I think that's the kind of stuff we've seen year after year. Just normally they give it to you in advance, so if you're paying attention, you can take advantage of the rig. But yeah, always on 322, it's a day of tragedy, and if you did miss the stream earlier, I'd encourage you to check that one out because there's a lot more information to say about these things, including the body of Riley Strain being discovered today, and sadly we called that one. We said, watch, the 22-year-old's body will likely be found on March 22nd. Remember, he disappeared on March 8th, 3-8, death 38, and they call Skull and Bones, Order 322, the Brotherhood of Death. Till next time, Truth Seeker.